Do you know what I always worry about, bro? God questioning, man, and saying, what did you do with the talent I gave you? But we're in an industry, yeah, that's over-sexualized. It's just mad stuff, bro. A lot of people are not who people think they are. I've had man in the studio frozen, bro. Like, I've been at the lights and broke down because I ain't dealt with my nan's death. One day it catches up with man.
My name's George the Poet. I'm a spoken word artist, rapper, author, PhD student. I do a lot of things. But today I'm here as a fan. These two people that I'm going to interview today, they have been monumental, they've been instrumental, they've been pivotal to our culture. Not only have they given us the highest quality of lyricism, but they've also given us the highest quality of instrumentality, musicality. And both of them have continued to grow in their respective lanes. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna pay attention, because for this next hour or so, we're gonna have a real conversation with the legends that are Ghetts and Rude Kid. I'm gonna read an extract from my book to give you some kind of idea of who we're dealing with. This is from my book, Track Record, shows you my whole journey. My teen years were the foundation of my poetry. Here's one example of the kind of verses I was memorizing from Ghetts' 2007 song, State of Mind. Trying to change my state of mind is a waste of time, because I'm living in a place of crime, where the youngers think they need iced out chains to shine. Olders on the end still ain't resigned. I'm a owner of a skeng, baby 9, getting chauffeured in the Benz. I'm a lazy guy. My Cody's in the pen, said he's way behind. So when he comes out, back to the way we grind. In the space of 14 seconds, Ghetts rhymed the phrase state of mind with 8 other 3-syllable phrases that matched almost perfectly, not repeating a single rhyming word once. Yeah, that's the levels we're talking about. This December, was it December, November?
November.
We've had a release.
November?
Was it November, yeah?
No, December.
December.
Right, this December we've had a release from Ghetts and Rude Kid, Forbidden Frequencies, in a very unconventional format, staying away from the streaming platforms that we've gotten used to. For the first time in years, giving us a physical product that we can, get into and enjoy. Now, I'm not really an interviewer, I'm very much an artist, but today I'm here as a fan and I'm representing you lot who know what time it is. You lot in man's generation that remember when we used to lock into Alien Skank. Yeah,
What?
UFOs
What?
and thing there.
Come on.
Yeah, the best and them things there. Yeah. So back in 08,
Man
it was...
even called it the best. That's the
That's the original.
Yeah.
That's the
See, for
instrumental.
you to even know that, that's crazy. That's the instrument. That's the instrument they must sing for me.
Yeah.
The best, innit?
That's the best,
How do you
yeah.
even know that though?
Bro, that's the audience that we're dealing with though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Crazy.
Yeah, so for our generation, I'm not the only one that walks around with Ghetts lyrics in my head. I'm not the only one that spent hours on Rude Kid rhythms, coming into school the next day after Logan, just bust the latest Rude Kid Saturn. Yeah, big up everyone from that era. But, like I said, we're dealing with two legends and we're just gonna have a conversation about Forbidden Frequencies, the second album of man, you on a DMX thing this shit. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because that's like my inspiration always. And do you know what the truth is? I've always tried to release 2 albums a year.
Swear.
But I haven't because the quality has never been that. The second one's never been of a quality that I can stand behind and be like, yes, I released 2 cold albums this year. So this was the first time I was actually able to achieve that with the help of my brother Rude Kid, you know what I mean?
So let's just start from there. Why the link up? Why the second album of the year? Why now?
Well, me and Rude Kid have created music since 2006, 2007. And one take's nearly 10 years old. No one would believe that, but it's nearly 10 years old. And if I'm being totally honest with you, George, when we done On Purpose with Purpose tour and we got to the Rude Kid and Ghetts segment, I was like, it needs refreshing, man. I'm not really someone that likes to rely on the old. I'm not really, that's never really been my thing. So I remember finishing that tour and just ringing Rudes and being like, let's create some new music, let's create some new moments.
So what's the window we're dealing with? Months?
Yeah, like like written and produced. All the stuff was like month and a half. Like
Crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Yeah, and we're gonna get into the tracks, but first, I just want to break it down a little from the start of you lot's thing. So, all right, I'm not really introducing Ghetts to you lot. Obviously, everyone knows Ghetts from 2000 life. It's mad. From when I last saw you, I remember the next day after I saw you, Typical Me was in my head.
serious,
Typical me.
crazy,
Typical club scene.
typical. That's crazy.
And I think that's the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
Big up Channel U, they bust me.
Yeah.
I'm not from East London. So in Northwest, like a lot of this stuff came to us through, you know, like Channel U and stuff that got Bluetoothed around. And then after, because Kano was, and always is, the guy, innit? Big up Kane. But after the Home Sweet Home wave had like settled itself, it was 2000 life. Yeah. And like I tell you every time, you're probably tired of hearing it by this point.
Bro, let me tell you something. Coming from yourself, it's always an appreciation. Do you know what I mean? Because I love what you do. Do you know what I mean? So to know that somebody like yourself and a mind, one of our greatest thinkers, has grown up on certain things that I've said, it fills me with joy, my bro. Because there's a certain lineage, and sorry to take it away from what we're talking, there's a certain lineage of lyricism. There's a lineage, and it can be followed. If you're a true person of the arts, it can actually be followed through us as individuals. You know what I'm saying? There's a thread that ties us all together. And bro, and what we'll call the culture, we're all just laying bricks. Do you know what I'm saying? In this house of ours, we're all laying bricks. So it's always an appreciation thing, trust me.
Brother, definitely. Like, and in the part of the house that you lot built, definitely I spent a lot of my teens there. So from 2000 life, I was locked in. I said, nah. He said I'm an angry K8 but I was like, nah, this is his own thing. Yeah. And I'm following my man's lineage. I even write about it in the book. The book's called Track Record, by the way, if you want to grab it. I lay out the whole lineage. I talk about Rakim to G-Rap,
there we
to
go.
Nas.
See,
you already know it.
Like I said, a lineage, bro.
Yeah. Rude Kid, I remember there was a year, it was about 2008, where we, like me and my people, that's all we rapped to, Rude Kid beats. Like I said, UFO was my favorite, Alien was my brethren's favorite, then The Best became man's favorite, innit? And like I said, Logan just used to bust your thing every Monday. But yeah, I did a little research and I heard about how you was in, I think it was called the Workshop. You was in a youth
Romford,
club.
yeah. We used to go to like a work, that's where I first saw Ghetts.
Right.
He was selling 2000 in life.
Right.
So when he's come to that youth club, I didn't know him, but it's like, wow, Ghetto's here. Like, and he's selling the album. So that's the first time, and I was like, I'm gonna work with this guy one day. Like, and that, when was that? Like, 07, 08.
Okay.
Like, I think.
I heard Stormin brought Logan Sama through.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Stormin was working a lot at that youth club, and he was bringing a lot of people through. And Logan, so this time I was MCing, bro. Like, so I was making beats.
Man, I never knew that.
And he started off making beats, you know.
Yeah,
It's mad. Like,
that's
outside of
crazy.
MCing, he started off making beats.
That's crazy.
Know that?
Yeah, PlayStation 2000.
Yeah,
that's like
what I'm
my.
saying.
I used to cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you was on the fruity thing, innit? Not
Yeah,
pause. Fruity Loop. White for that.
I still make beats on that till this day. But yeah, that run there, like UFO and Alien Skank, and then I had a song called Bandanas On.
Bandanas On.
Yeah, and then I had like the best.
Balaclava's on.
Yeah, you know, like.
That's crazy.
So that run was like, who's making all these tunes? But all these tunes were different sounding tunes. It wasn't like one sound. Everything was different.
Leaving Earth.
There was one, I can't remember what it was called, but the sample was, I don't have time to waste. Do you remember that?
Yeah, my good friend Nocturnal tried to send for me.
Oh, is that what
Then I
it
done a
was?
reply to I don't have time to wait.
Big up Nocturnal.
Big up Nocturnal, man.
Yeah.
Was Nocturnal used to be Big Seek, innit?
Yeah.
But we had like a friendly thing.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Yeah, big up Grime Forum. It's all coming back.
Grime Forum. We used to read that. We were talking about it as well. We used to actually.
I used to go like, that's the first feedback that you got from outside of your area.
Fully.
So like I used to go internet cafes sometimes and read Grime Forum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even after a Logan show, and if my song got played, I would go in there see what people are actually saying.
Right.
remember we were listening to radio rips and happy with that.
True.
Back then, like, so.
So, all right, boom. You're in the youth club, spitting. You've come out 2000 Live. After 2000 Live, Ghetto Gospel.
Yeah.
Ghetto Gospel. Ghetto Gospel's gonna come up because I feel like it set something that the scene weren't ready for.
100%.
That you've returned to more and more over the past 6 years, I would say. Really from Rebel with a Cause.
Facts.
But let's say from 018 on. We'll come to that. But yeah, you lot's thing, how did it develop?
Do you know what? Big up DJ Unique. He used to go to the same youth club.
Big up Unique.
And he was playing the best. The instrumental, then I think G heard the instrumental, but then so did Wiley as well. So I got 2 big artists with the phone calls, but then G had an idea about girls singing and and it just worked. And I think Wiley just went into the freestyle on it. I was like, nah, I actually want to work with G, really. And then I think we met at Brutal's house for the first time.
Big up Roots.
We were in college. He's like, yeah, Ghetto wants to come. I'm saying Ghetto, but that's what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
no,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
he's gonna come to the studio, and I think that's when we first met. But the first time I ever went to a proper studio was with G, where G from like a long time ago was actually taking stems of producers and getting them mixed properly. And I've never really seen that before, like at that time.
Do you know what? Like I said, me and my peoples, we had Your Thing on repeat and we had the best. But then Sing For Me came out and I heard it was mixed different.
Yeah.
So is that what it's so
That's
you
exactly
used
what
to
it was. So when I went to the studio, obviously as a producer, when you give stems to people, it's always a bit, like, what are you gonna do with this?
Yeah.
But G's the type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what they're gonna do, but G actually invited me to the studio and just seeing the whole process of what the engineer and what G was saying, cut it here and do this. And even hearing how the beat just kind of changed and it just sounded sicker. So I was like, oh, so this is what it is to mix down. But yeah, there was a few changes and stuff.
Yeah, big up Danny C, man.
Yeah, big up
because,
Danny C.
just learnt a lot early from Danny C, from being in them sessions and wanting to take it a step further. And that would be my first introduction to like post-production, seeing the stems on the screen and realizing, I can do this around that flow and you can remove this and add this. And so that was my big up Danny C, man.
Yeah. Let's take a second to talk about the year that you've had, bro. Yeah, On Purpose, With Purpose, Sell Off. Yeah, first of all. Like, I was chatting to my brethren the other day and I was thinking, all right, cool. I'll get G's opinion on this, but I feel like this might be the most successful year of your career.
Oh yeah, for 100%. Like I was even just digesting it the other day. It was Christmas and my whole family, Mrs. side of family, my family, everybody is giving thanks. And you know what I'm saying? And I knew I had an amazing year when I almost felt awkward talking about it. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought, wow, like there's a lot to be thankful here, but I don't want to come across like I'm bragging either. Do you know what I mean?
It's too much, bro.
And then I realized, wow, like God, you done your big one. You done your big one for the boy. Do you know what I mean?
2000 Life is 2005, yeah?
Yeah.
So 19 years in. Yeah, it's looking mad.
Bro, do you know what's crazy though? Do you know what's mad?
Yeah.
If you said you have to wait 20 years, you'll be.
I'd have
said,
allow it.
I'd have said, fuck this. I'd have said, fuck this.
But I don't know, because, all right, I'm going to get your insight into this because it's felt like, there's obviously in everyone's careers, there's peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
And it's felt like something that you said on Forbidden Frequencies. I don't know what track you said it on, but the only thing I did different from you, my brother.
Just kept going on Cobra, yeah.
Cobra, that was it.
Yeah.
I just kept going. So, all right, Rebel of Cause about 2014.
Yeah.
How was that for you? That era? How do you remember?
I was trying to find
years ago.
something, bro. I was trying to find something. I had all these great ideas, and I hadn't found the team yet. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't found a team. I was trying musically, ideas. I had an app back then to go with the album, so I was trying things that would now, when we look back, that would work as just the heats for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What I'm doing right now. it would work as just a trial system, but I wouldn't know then why it's not banging. It's only later on I would know, like, you was on a course. You was on a course to get your team right, to get the people that know you best and get them around you. And whether it's like management or production. 2014, my brother, also crazy musician, big up Kadeem Clark.
Big up Kadeem.
But he hadn't become the musician he is today yet. Do you know what I'm saying? But all of these different things, so everyone around me now, TJ, 10, Rudes, my brother, everyone's growing somewhere. Everyone's going through their own thing. And then who knew it would come to a time when we was all ready. We was all ready to serve each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of our ideas. And even just like, I think mentally as well, for me, just knowing that like, the way I think now is so much different. I'm just like way more composed as a human being. So I just think there was times where things could have happened for me, but my composure wasn't there. So maybe I would have blown it in one way or another. Do you know what I mean? Where now I look at different situations and just know that's not going to serve its purpose for my life.
So that's 2014, Rebel with a Cause.
Yeah.
I feel like Momentum was after that, and then Momentum 2, 16-ish.
Do you know what's crazy? I always make something mad when I feel like I've made something that's not connected with the people where I'm from. Yeah. Like if you clock like what comes after Ghetto Gospel, freedom of speech, like Rebel with a Cause, then what comes after that, Momentum, the return of Ghetto. It's like, let me just remind you, I'm just trying something, but let me just remind you, this is in me at any time, at any given time.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that is like an element that has played out throughout your career, and you hear it in the last 2 projects of this year. Conflict, internal conflict.
Yeah.
Because, all right, let's go back to Ghetto Gospel now. Ghetto Gospel is about 06, 07.
Yeah.
And you're trying to bring new concepts to Grime, bro. The sounds are evolving, it's top 3 selected era, and the levels are just changing. I mean, to be honest, you're just in a league of your own lyrically, but speaking a league of my own, Chip and the Youngers are also coming out.
100%.
And you're trying to bring in concepts like what I referred to in my book, State of Mind. Sky's the Limit, Touch the Sky, what was it called?
Yeah, Touch the Sky.
Touch the Sky.
Touch the Sky.
Stage Show Done. That was my ish. But yeah, people weren't quite ready. What was that like?
It was kind of devastating in a strange way to usher something new in and be so conceptually ahead, but kind of be frowned upon. And because the feedback was always from close surroundings, I never understood the impact that Ghetto Gospel actually had. I never understood it until later in life, whether it's from yourself or whether it's from someone like Storms will tell me like, yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or people from another generation being like, bro, do you know what that album did? Or, you know what I mean? I never knew until years later. I'm actually glad that people now like have revisited it and been like, do you know what? I just wasn't in the mental space. So sometimes even when I make a tune now and that happens, I'm more confident to stand by it just because I know
time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell what's what, do you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you even brought that up, because it's like sometimes I don't want to put myself in places. And what I mean by that is that when people see black boys spitting, rapping together, they think we're all the same. Bro, we're not all the same. Like, we're not all the same. That's the honest truth. A lot of us represent different things. And that's not for me to be like, oh, I'm better than him, I'm better than him, I'm better than him. But
Which you are.
But I mean, we've carved out soundscapes and concepts and different things, bro. And sometimes it takes a lot away from the artist when you just think it's one thing. And I said this to someone, it was like, bro, like, how come you ain't gone and done da-da-da-da-da? Or I'm like, it's crazy because I'm a fan of radio. I'm from the class of Deja. I'm a rooftop kid. But I never had no choice. you know what I'm saying? How do you know who anybody is individually when you put everybody in the same room, they're using the same mic, and they're spitting on the same beats? This is not their choice all the time, bro. So as soon as I started to be confident in my choices, and I was in the room, and I'd be like, Rudes, let's look at this, or Rudes, I feel like I would say that better if you brought the beat to 137 or 135. It feels better there. And then you can start making these adjustments, and then you carving out, as you're going, you're carving out your own individuality.
Yeah.
So when people connect with me now, they're probably connecting with the most authentic version of me. Do you know what I'm saying? When they're connecting with me now, you're connecting with a man that knows himself, that's confident in what he's saying, in the choices he's making. Even if it don't bang, bro, I know that I felt like this was right in this moment. Like, my thing is, when I want to make music, bro, it's like, I want to have this drug, right? That only I can create. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then that's my whole selling point.
100.
Where are you getting that from? So it's like, I don't care if I'm not to someone's palate. I don't care, because I am for somebody else's palate. I don't sound like anybody. Like, man's creating, bro. It's like a real individual experience from the content, from the look, from the way man's moving, you get it? So I'm trying to create a whole experience for somebody that's like, you can't get from anywhere else. This is what man's on, like every time. But I'm not even trying to copy myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to, that gets like, that's good. He don't exist no more. I'm trying to find something else. I'm trying to find a new pocket. I'm like, bro, I'm going to say a vocal, and all this pisses the man them off as well. Not actually, it stopped pissing the man them off, because they started to clock. I'm going to say a vocal 150 times. Like, not because I'm getting it wrong.
On that Dr. Dre-ish.
But not because I'm getting it wrong, you know. I'm just trying to see, possibly, if I say it like this, does it feel better? Do you know what I'm saying? Does it? And then sometimes I'm totally wrong. Sometimes I go so far down the road, I can't even get back. I'm like, oh man.
And now we're going back to the first take.
I'm like, hey, where's that first take? Man, them in the room are like, the first take, like, I told you.
It's like, I wonder.
I wonder.
He vocaled it. So what you heard on the album is what was the first one he done.
Right.
But then he went back and done it again, the whole thing, like what, twice or?
2 or 3 times, and even got it mixed.
Yeah.
Big up Blue as well, because Blue's a pleasure to work with. He's somebody that, like, he'll understand the process and be like, you're gonna change it? Cool.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it's cool. Big up Blue, man. Pleasure to work with. But yeah, so I voiced it like, so like, it's like, I miss some people, having them around ain't good for my mental health. Like, I'm up here in the energy, but I just wanted to see sonically how it would sound if I was just here below it. Rude Kid is like, you lost the feeling.
Yeah.
You've lost the feeling.
Sometimes it's like
the feeling's gone.
Yeah.
Nah.
But it's a process, like you said, isn't it? Like, I've done that bare times where because sometimes you come out of studio and you're in a different headspace, innit?
Yeah.
And you're listening to what you put down and you're just thinking, I want something that hits this frequency. Do you get it? So now you're like, all right, cool. Like, when I come back, I'm gonna give them, different frequencies. I'm gonna try different frequencies. But the magic might be there the first time.
100%.
Other times you need to push yourself. It's just that, you won't know if you don't go there.
And I'm just starting to learn as well, like, after that, I'm just starting to learn this, because I'm always chasing perfection. Because remember, like, what people's gripe was with me at first was the speed. They used to say clarity and things like that. So I guess I took some of that as constructive. It wasn't always constructive, but I've took some of that as constructive in my search for perfection. Sometimes I became too perfect and the feeling was gone.
Yeah.
It's actually mad. Like,
it's like that.
It's like the feeling wasn't there. So I've had to just know that sometimes when you're saying what you're saying, based on the energy of that moment and it being new to you, there's not only in the voice, there's a truthful power within that message the first time you deliver it, depending on what it is. I felt much. Take out that as well. I was just getting in the zone. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm ultra instinctive. When I'm back, they'll notice the difference. I'm in a vocal booth confessing. All I need's a mic and compression. What does compelling mean again? Asking you niggas is crazy. I just fucking looked at it. I looked around the room, yeah. I looked around the room.
Boom. So, all right, let's get into some of these tracks. Girlfriends.
Girls in the club.
It's still called Girlfriends.
No, it's girls in the club.
It's not about having girlfriends yet.
It's not even about
This brother's trying to hide behind the beat. He named it that.
Oh.
No.
I did. But it's called Girls in the Club, really.
Yeah. All right, Girls in the Club. Yeah. You know what? That tune there, it's a club vibe, innit? And when I first listened to it, it's wavy, it's just lifestyle things. I don't know if you meant this, but the second verse gets into the consequences of lifestyle a little bit. Are you trying to flip it or what?
You're the first person that's realised this. Slightly, you're almost there. If you listen carefully, I'm speaking from the perspective of a credit card.
Yes,
this motherfucker, this guy thinks he's slick.
But that's why I'm saying, like, if I get you alone, you be set, my love.
If I get you alone.
Yeah, like, yeah. Like,
sounds
a 4-digit pins how you press, my love. Press till I ain't got nothing left, my love. Used to the breeze.
Oh, shut up, man. You know what, yeah? He makes me sick. You know who I was listening to the other day? Loaded Lux.
Yeah.
You know about Loaded Lux?
Loaded Lux is like the GOAT writer. For anybody that's like in lyricism, no matter where they're from, you're from America or the UK, or you speak an English-speaking language, Loaded Lux has the illest pen ever. That's the truth.
Now, where Loaded Lux puts his pen to use more time is battle rap. But battle rap's a certain setting. It's a big crowd, things are getting said fast. And I was really understanding that he's almost like wasted on certain audiences because
100%.
it's just going over everyone's head. 100%. It's too much.
100%.
It's too much. What you're supposed to do with his work, you're not gonna do it. You need to study it. You need to go back. You need to rewind it. You need to look. You need to Google things, and that's what you're like. Yeah. That's your thing. Yeah. And for a man like me, that's my style of lyricism. So when you say the thing was about credit, it would have taken me another 19 years of your career to clock that, yeah. But why would you do that?
It's like
with a club vibe as well.
Because I wanted to do something that still had layers, it being a club vibe, but still has the layers. So it was true to me. That's how I was like, when I found out, like, excuse me, baby, be careful how you use me, baby. You know how much these shoes be lately. It costs to be bad and bougie, baby. And you're outgoing, say you shouldn't go out a movie, maybe, but you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah.
Don't say I never bust you. That's crazy. That's mad. And then from there, Own Medicine is like grime with heart. Is it 140?
Yeah, it's 140.
Yeah, when I was listening to it, first of all, you're in your acoustic bag. Like, when I heard that beat, that made me think about what G said about people not realising your range.
But his range is crazy. And I'm just like, I want people to know, blood, like, Rude Kid, this thing's different.
Different. Bro, that beat is beautiful. The space that you create, but with the elements, with the hi-hats and all of them things there, it's familiar, but it's grown as well. Because the story that you're telling it is grown, innit?
Yeah.
Own Medicine, that whole, you know, like when G does the look back on a relationship thing.
Yeah, he's sick at that.
It's different. So like,
but he wrote a lot of verses to that one tune.
I wrote that.
He wrote a lot of songs, not even verses. It was different songs to that.
I was trying to talk about relationship, but I in the earlier versions I hadn't managed to remove ego.
Swear down, so you had to just break it down.
Yeah, I hadn't. Everything was like from the perspective of a bitter man that's not taking accountability.
And you know what? You beat me to it once again, yeah? Because I always had a concept, back when I used to write a lot of girl tunes and stuff, I always thought, I got to write a tune about what you will do to a girl, like how your behavior will change her, how she can become capable of things that
she
you
wasn't-
never imagined
Yeah.
until you changed her, and you got to take accountability for that. But it's a deep concept, and I thought, I'll think of a project for it.
Yeah,
Get it. Never got around to it. Then I heard own medicine. So for you to hear you saying that you had to remove ego to, I fully hear that.
Yeah, it was just knowing like, the person you met has changed because some of your behavior patterns, and then it's daunting when you can see your reflection in somebody, but the worst bits in you,
the paranoia,
not the best, not the best bits. So I was trying to write from that perspective. So the first few times it's hard, innit? Because I'm in my rap bag. And after just like doing on purpose with purpose, I was like, I'm gonna get back on my braggadocious shit, man. You know what I'm saying? A bit.
Being too humble.
Yeah, being too, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it took me a few tries. Rude, I done one, I thought it was hard. Rude was like, nope. I don't like the first verse. I don't like the singing part. This, that.
You was pushing him on concept or what?
He didn't like the delivery.
Yeah.
But he was right. He was right. And this is another thing about collabing. Bro, man's not always right, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's not always right, and it helps when you've got a room full of outspoken people who are also able to remove ego.
Don't you dare explain. I don't like you matching my energy. This ain't a fair exchange. You got a new man now. You won't wear his chain. You can't compare this pain. Come back here and share this plane. Don't real name Justin me. When there weren't no trust, I adjusted me. Your friend sent you an incriminating text and said, don't let Justin see. You say you wanna make things work, but you don't wanna make no adjustments. Please watch. Did I turn you into me, or is this thing just in me? What have you done? Who said that? Hey, I can't believe someone I'm clashing ain't done that yet. It was staring you in the face. The name flip.
Traded. Rufio.
My boys are lost. When they find themselves, they join a mosque. Life itself is a gamble. That's the coin we toss.
Blood.
One altercation can boys in blocks. Yeah.
See, this is that loaded lux. Like you need to take time to get me. That's a GCSE right there. But talk to me about Traded, man. How did that one day come about?
Traded, Rude Kid had the beat was called Traded, right? And before we even built this place, I was recording at my brother's place, No Stars, Pep, big up Pep.
Pep, yo.
Yeah, proper Pep Stark. And it's a beat Rude Kid showed me around just after Conflict of Interest, just after. And you see the second half of the second verse, I had life ain't fair, but I'm fairless. I had that line, and two more lines. That's it for like years, for years. So when we was discussing this project and I was going through, I remembered that beat and I was like, oh, that thing's cold. Let me revisit it. Again, I got it wrong in my first attempt. Second attempt, I got it wrong. And then one day, I think I just said to myself, bro, you're getting it wrong because you ain't being truthful. Like, do you know what I mean? You're just trying to find words to stay instead of like finding the feeling of what you feel, then let the words, you know what I'm saying? And then that, I remember just thinking like, I'm so desensitized. It's like men ain't meant to cry because I couldn't find the feeling. So the first thing that came, like I'm so desensitized, like men ain't meant to cry. My friend asked me if I'm good. I just say yeah every time. And that's so many of our stories.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
We talked about that last time.
Exactly.
That's real. Sorry if I forgot your birthday.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry.
like I'm out of it. I don't even know how to talk to you about it.
This is it. You know what I'm saying? And one of my close brethren, like, I remember just ringing him and being like, hey, what we doing this weekend, blood? I said it's your birthday. He's like, my brother, it was last weekend. And I felt bad. But he was fine, like he was cool, like he, you know what I'm saying, like genuinely. But I felt like raw. Yeah. It's crazy because I felt like that was coming up, and all I had to do was really ask the question. Yeah. But then I was just like, when's my thing as well? You know what I'm saying? And that's what got me to the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
It goes back to that Ghetto Gospel thing that you put in place and what you've been saying about standing on your thing and knowing that this is my narrative, this is where I'm at, you feel me? And I know the performance that you lot come to expect of, man. A lot of it that you dealt with in, what's the 018 project? Ghetto Gospel.
New Testament,
yeah. Where he was talking about devil on my shoulder and these things.
Yeah.
So we started bringing in certain elements, but now it's just like, I feel like it's front and center of a lot of your work, saying like, yo, like, we need to talk as men. We need to talk as men. Because we don't have the permission to do it.
Yeah.
We need to make that space in this music.
Yeah.
And I'm not even good at that. Like I was saying the other day, like I'm not, you know, like
Yeah.
I see my job, I see my life in tasks, and I don't really be thinking about where I'm at emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
But it takes for you lot to create that space. For a certain generation of us, that's the only time we're gonna reflect.
Yeah. It's peak, bro, because I feel like one day it catches up with man. Like I've been at the lights and broke down because I ain't dealt with my nan's death. And I just thought raw because I was just near her house.
Yeah.
And I thought raw.
Yeah, catch your
That's
guard.
mad, like. Because all the time man's just doing like, no, man's good, innit? Nah, it's mad. You know, like, you know our thing? It's mad. It's mad still. You know, man just do that. It's mad still.
That's
what you
it.
saying though? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're not even fronting. That's all you can
like
process
it's
at the
mad.
time.
Like it's mad. Like you're just thinking, yeah, it's mad. How you been though? You been good, yeah? Love. But that made me realize, you know what the problem was? Bro, having no empathy for myself also made me lack empathy, bro, for others. I ain't gonna lie, it was fucking with man. Because I used to think, man, someone just told me something mad. But I'm bare normal, I don't feel nothing. But that used to worry me, bro. I used to be thinking like, but then I used to think, I'm not even a man that feels sorry for myself though, let alone you. Like, you know what I mean? Especially when it's coming from a man, you're just thinking, bro, man have all got problems, my guy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's mad, bro. Like, you're saying things that I ain't even really dealt with. Like, I know it. Like, when you're saying it, I know it's true, but I still don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
You feel me? But again, that's why your role as an artist becomes important, because you create space in man's head.
Yeah. Okay. That's good though, because I just guess like when people say, oh, therapy and these different things, I'm like, fam, that's what the mic serves as to me. Like when I go in that booth and I close that door, I'm kind of good. Like as long as I can write about it, I'm all right. You know what I mean? When I leave that booth, I'm good. So the fact that you view the music that way is a blessing for me also, because that's how I use the mic sometimes. Like I would love therapists scare me.
Yeah. Yeah, 100.
It's scary, man.
I ain't there yet.
Nah, I ain't there yet, bro.
But I endorse it. You know how much people I recommend to go therapy? Like
bro,
I done it.
I ain't there, bro. I'll be treating therapy like a no comment interview.
Trust me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I gotta big you up for the baby boy line. Baby boy, Melvin involved, flipping.
Oh, you think you're the only one in a chokehold, nigga?
Chokehold, nah. That's not for everyone, like, if you know, you know.
This is why I need to talk to like-minded people, because sometimes, I be in some conversations, I think, take me out of the conversation. Alright, Rash, you see the list, you're like, these people don't know what I'm saying, you know, bro.
Bro, for the people that know, give them that bar one more time, man, because that one there, I just reload it bare times.
What time? Who's got time? I spent all mine. I'm selfish with it, because when I was helpless with it, my girlfriend left and the rest of the world did with it. When there's a baby boy, there's a Melvin with it. Oh, you think you're the only one in a chokehold, nigga? Still we in chains, but this one's rose gold, nigga.
Yeah, go watch Baby Boy.
Yeah.
And find out what I go on, because I'm not going to lie, I've always felt like that's an underrated classic, that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
It's deeper than, because obviously it's part of the culture, but it's deeper.
Yeah.
And that's just one example of, like, throughout this whole project, what you do, the wordplay, this loaded lux, it's the loaded lux syndrome. The wordplay is so elite that most people don't have the bandwidth for it.
Yeah.
Even people that can understand it
on one layer.
100%. You gotta listen to it again.
But that's always good, like the layers thing. That's why, bro, like the other day when my head was gone. But I need to listen to people like yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it just elevates.
Respect, bro.
But yeah, so it's that's always good when I find like some people understand it on one layer.
Yeah.
Some people can understand it on 2 layers, and then you got people, rare people, they understand it on all 3 layers. Like it's rare, do you know what I'm saying? But it's I think that's a talent in itself, the understanding, because it ties back into comprehension.
True.
And I don't know if you can see social networks sometimes when you look, but for me, I can see that comprehension's at an all-time low. Somebody will say something and somebody will reply and I'll be like,
How did you get that?
I'm like, shit. I thought it was clear what was I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just realised, not like, man weren't playing fill in the gaps.
Nah.
You know that fill in the gaps in school's a deeper thing, you know.
That one there will make you put it together.
Yeah, like.
Critical thinking, all of that.
Like mad, you know what I mean?
Yeshua.
I
I was driving, I had to park up and text you.
Bro.
Big tune.
Listen, first of all, Jesus Christ goes by many different names, innit? And I believe the Hebrew name for Jesus Christ is Yeshua. But the tune is called Yes You Are as an affirmation of what God is and what you deserve. Am I wrong?
Facts.
So I've listened to this whole tune for about 3 minutes and I'm just like, there's so much to deal with. There's so much to digest in his thing, pause, that there's like, you can talk about the spiritual level, you can talk about the emotional and mental and personal growth. But on the last 2 seconds, I've clocked that when the choir are saying, yes, you are, they're saying, yes, you are. You feel me?
Do you know what I always worry about, bro? I swear to you, it's one of my biggest worries. Is always God questioning, man, and saying, what did you do with the talent I gave you? I swear to you, I have, bro, people don't know, like, see, like, when I'm telling that I got internal conflict, people not understanding what I'm saying, like, the way I even think about music ain't the same. It's not the same as people, bro. That's why I can't even listen or have most conversations with just anyone. I don't argue online, I don't do none of those things because my thinking's so different, bro. I just feel like, raw, why am I getting better at this age, Lord? What do you want me to do? Am I even doing it? Am I even close to doing it? So when I write something like, yes, you are, yeah? I'm over the moon, bro. Not that I want to argue with God, but I've half got an argument. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, if it comes to this, and he says to me, yeah, artillery or saying, God, but yes, you are blessed with a gift.
Yeah.
You know,
You got a response to God.
Spiritual warfare, Lord. Please, Ghetto Gospel, New Testament. Because really, I want to get somewhere, in my life, where my lifestyle is matching the positive music I'm making. The reason why it's not all the way positive, because my lifestyle is not all the way positive. And it's just it's becoming a true reflection of me as a person. But I'm trying to get somewhere, bro. Like, I'm trying to get somewhere where I'm like...
And you can hear the ratio balancing out as you get older, bro.
Yeah. Honest conversation, yeah? Let me just cut the crap. But we're in an industry, yeah, that's over-sexualized. It's just mad stuff, bro. It's just mad stuff. So it's just
God's children are penalised.
God's children are penalised, yeah? So it's just like, the man them, yeah, we're now in a time where you can't even sit on the fence, bro. Like, the other guys got soldiers, bro. Like, the other guys got bare soldiers. The truth is this, since I've been on this road, the spiritual attacks are crazy, more frequent. And then that's when I know I'm even doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's mad, bro. I'm like, bro, it's mad. Like, bro, on, man, you get it? So, but I'm just trying, bro. I'm just trying. But yes, you are. When I wrote Yes, You Are, it made me realize, and this is gonna sound mad, but that's when I realized the power of words. That's when I really realized it. Because I felt this feeling that I've never felt from me. I felt from a Kirk Franklin song or someone else's song within that realm. When I wrote Yeshua, I felt some, and my brother, basically I grew up with a brother called Daryl. And like, over the years, we've not always kept contact, but that's always been my brother. But for some reason, me and Daryl just linked up again, and every time he would come here, bro, he was praying before the session and giving man word. So like, what you're hearing a lot in the album is just guidance, bro. Like mad guidance where I'm just knowing that, okay, we're here.
And
credit to Rudes again. Sorry to even cut you. Credit to Rudes again. Sometimes when we're in the realms of doing what we do within the realms of 135, 140, 132, whatever, a lot of the energy that creates, it doesn't allow me to say certain things because that's not the first feeling that I feel when I hear. You putting that sample at the start sent me down that road, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, one way or another, he's going to guide you, innit?
Trust me, bro.
One way or another, wherever you're there, he's going to reach you.
Trust me.
It's like that. And it's like, that spoke to me because I grew up in church, I grew up Christian, and really and truly, I wouldn't say I lost faith, but like a lot of people in our world, I can't match what I'm being taught with what I'm seeing. And over time, it just makes you a bit like conflicted. And I said to my wife the other day that the number one theme of your music is that conflict, is spiritual conflict, in my opinion.
Facts.
So when I hear it from you, and I feel like you're the only OG that we have that would call yourself Christian and would put your Christianity in your music alongside all the other contradictions that we live with. You didn't invent contradiction, innit?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just open up a new space for all of us when you do that, bro. Yeshua's a powerful one.
How could you look upon me with an evil eye? Like me and Jesus don't speak all night. Like I ain't got the royalty regal vibe. Like the last man who prayed on my downfall didn't watch me and my people rise. Like God didn't take the wheel and nobody in the vehicle died. Twice. That's cause I believe in Christ. I got Psalms 23 reasons why. I got a scripture for demons. King David wrote, boy, that's how I sleep at night. I'm an original man, I'm an Edenite. Still got legal and illegal ties. I ain't finishing there. I'm in an industry where God's children are penalized. Sometimes I feel like I'm with John in the water. I don't know if I'm an MC, singer, apostle, or author. Them boy worship the devil, they hate me, they can feel God in my aura. I drew a line on the floor with the staff of Moses. They ain't crossing this border.
All right, Sicily made me think, yeah. In Sicily, you got like, it feels like you got some of the elements of Yeshua still. There's hella scripture in Sicily. There's hella God reference in Sicily, but now it's sitting next to all of the... And you're placing it in the context of what you said, like how certain frequencies, certain instances will trigger you in a certain way. And, you know, these Ghetto, Ghetts, J. Clark, they all got to live with it. So yeah, what's Sicily saying?
Beat-wise, yeah, D-Double was with Mac 10 in Shoreditch, yeah? And this is before the Great Resurgence, yeah? And he was getting mad. And obviously for me, like, OG Nasty Crew member, not even an OG Nasty Crew member, I'm not like Nasty Crew member, watching Double and Mac 10 brought back some joyous memories being from where I'm from. And Double was like, if you think you could come against I, then bullets will fly like birds and a bird entered the screen. I swear down, in the sky was clear. As soon as he said bird, the bird, I said nah. And I kept reloading it, yeah? And I'm going mad. And I sent it to Rudes. And I was like, Rudes, because Rudes knows I'm like super particular with Grime. Like, I'm super particular with the soundscape. So I sent him that rhythm. I was like, yeah, shit like this, I'm fucking with this. Yeah, I'm fucking with this beat. And then he sent me Sicily. He's like, Ruse does it. Fam, when he don't rate something, he's mad. He's made a beat, yeah, Sicily. And he was like, yeah, I just sent something to you, man. It's not like, it's all right. Fam, I heard that. I said, oh my goodness me.
Because I made it quick. I think I was going to my cousin's wedding that day, but he was like, I just pulled out the laptop quick, 5 minutes.
I was getting mad. I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I started, when I got that, like, I I know a few scriptures because prayer's my armor. I was in church on Saturday morning saying our Father. Like, I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the chorus came and then that was it.
That beat's hard,
It's
bro.
hard, man.
It's brazy. But it's like, again, what comes naturally, sometimes we take it for granted, innit? You made it so easy.
Yeah.
Probably feel like...
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true, bro. I feel the same way when I do something quick. It's true what you're saying.
Yeah. It's about recognising God's blessings though, innit?
Yeah.
God will make it easy for you. Let me not even get on my preacher
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
You want me famous? I'll make you a martyr. I know a few scriptures off by heart, cause prayer's my armor. I was in church on Saturday morning saying our Father. Mum put something in the offering plate, now she waiting for partner. If the good die young, then maybe our soldiers are waiting for karma. I know man that ain't prayed once go jail and take the shahada. 16 summers, old school gunners, Raymond Parler. Pass me the orcs, my playlist is way harder. I might go Wayne Carter, K-Trap or K-Chanada. I'm in a series on Netflix, but I stay away from drama. I'm knee deep in sectors, paving the way for Alana. I'm investing, moving the belly around, but not like an Arabian dancer. Man say free vibes cartel with the same tongue praying for Gaza. Young boy daring up drive-by, don't wanna work in a drive-thru. Yeah, I know about my youth, it's got problems taking an order.
Cobra, you was on your shit.
Cobra, big
That was the
tune.
first thing that came to mind. You was on your shit. You know when I linked you last time, when I saw you last time and I said, made you think had posted something that it was Cobra still.
Oh, it was Cobra?
Yeah. And them times that I hadn't listened to Forbidden
Okay,
Frequencies.
yeah.
So from then I was like, oh, he's back. Me and the man them in the group chat, he's back. He's back. Just everything, just all the classic G stuff, wordplay, rhyme scheme, you know what I'm saying, pace, clarity, all the stuff that you've added on over the years. Because I noticed as well, like you start playing with tempo and you make it known like, I don't need to be fast. I don't need to be aggressive. The one where, my favorite bar in that where you say, how random. We outplanned them. Did you get it? So when it happens, we just be like, how random.
When I heard that beat, bro, I was taken aback.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, oh my days, what's this new space bro's in? And this is what I'm praying for, bro. I'm praying. I'm not trying to cosplay ghetto, you know, like
Right.
you can man are cosplaying them their former selves.
Yeah,
Like, what?
they're trying to hold on to who they used to be.
Yeah, that's not even who I am, bro. So like, when Rudes is in his bag like that, and it allows me to enjoy all the elements that I love, but it's something. Where can I get this from? Only from him.
I need an alibi, it's horrible hiding. All that talking now, you're in the hospital silent. His and her Rolex's quality timing. Don't tell your friend we gotta be private. If I ever lose my mind, I'll probably find it. I shoot you driveless money and gliding. None of them boy they're better than us. Every time I hear you mention a strap, I know that somewhere gathering dust. When I mention 4-5 boy, better know man's not traveling boss. Telling me no one forced me when I was inhabiting conch. Got my own clothing line now, ain't been Harrods and Moms. G63, just savage in arms. C, G's Louise.
And I noticed throughout the whole project, it's kind of light on features.
Yeah.
And you're a man that loves to collab.
Yeah.
You do collabs well. You bring, like, you and whoever you collab with bring out a lot in each other. But there's one feature at the end of this. Yeah, that is a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did that one day come about?
Me and bro are at war at the moment.
Yeah, well, go on.
We're playing best out of 10.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, we're playing best out of 10 and we're just at war.
Like that.
Because I respect him so highly.
Yeah.
Because he's from another generation and bro is like in a different space, another space, but for him to still want to be competitive, it's only gonna have my respect, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like some people don't want to be competitive in that space. Or they want to compete, but it's in a weird, black-hearted way, which I can't really take part in. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather like, you see me and be like, we gotta do something, you know. I'm gonna take off your head, and that fills me with joy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially if I respect a man, because that fills me with so much joy. Because then I understand you really are who they say they are. You are. Yeah. A lot of people are not who people think they are. I've had man in the studio, frozen, bro. Bro, my respect is very you know what I mean.
And I heard it in bro's verse when he said that, how long, you know, you was taking to write your verse. I was like, this is real. This is live streaming.
Oh yeah, we be he be talking shit to me. I'll be like, we're on the pitch. We're on the he be talking shit. I'm talking shit.
Yeah.
But I think, man, bro. Anyone I can do that with, that's of a high level of lyricism. I appreciate them, bro.
Don't make sense like Iron Man starting a fight with Magneto. I feel like my Lima Kilo. I've done some fucked up shit in my life. I see a man that don't have money fighting to get a prenup with his wife. Wait, tell him to keep it simple.
We're gonna start using it in context, in context where it's not necessarily applicable. Now I'm saying, for what it is that you think that you've done, I need a clear answer from everyone. And I need in my heart to know, I need in my heart to know, do you know what, this is bad, you know? This is bad. I need it to be like unanimous, undeniable. Yo, Ghetts, you washed it.
Do you know what's sick about this actual moment? When's the last time you seen Dave triggered?
I'm triggered.
He just raised his voice.
I'm triggered. That video probably said I lost my head, bro.
Look, but man don't hear Dave, it's like he's risking clarity.
But I'm risking clarity.
No, he's risking clarity.
I'm just interested.
I don't hear Dave like that.
I'm just interested to know why.
Now, do you know what? You should always feel like you've done what you've done. But the reason why you even ask that question is because you're unsure. When you're sure, you don't ask the question.
But this is what I'm saying, though. You see, I get what you're saying.
I didn't ask the question. I know.
You literally just said it, though. You said,
I didn't ask
you said, yo, your head's on the floor. But I'm like, yo, I've done this to people before. I've really had people in a position that you're speaking about
not
now.
Me. I've done that to everyone.
I hear what you're saying.
It's not someone you can name.
I hear what you're saying.
You're not someone you can name that I haven't. The record shows I've done it to everyone. In every season for the last 20 years. I've done.
Are we gonna say that he's triggered now? Look how.
Nah, I'm always triggered.
His eyes
I live triggered.
Pupils are dilated.
I know. I live triggered.
Call him triggered now too.
I live triggered.
I know.
I live triggered.
I know. Listen.
But I'm saying it's out of character. This is in character for me.
That feature there, Xavier Magneto.
Yeah.
Just a real moment. Yeah, from two of the best that our scene has ever produced. When I first saw my man on his F64 or whatever, I knew it was like
Lineage.
16. Yeah, Lineage.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
He's one of us.
As soon as one comes, you're gonna feel. You will feel it, like you'll know, like okay, that's a Highlander. That's a like as soon as you hear them, you're knowing which ones are, you know what I mean. But he wants bodies as well. He you
can hear it. How can you be that rich and you're still hungry? What's wrong with you? Bro,
this is my thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say, bro. I respect it, innit? I'm like, you're so rich, man, and you want bodies, like, I love it.
And so young.
Yeah.
As you should be, man.
Yeah.
As you should be. Nah, it's a beautiful thing, bro. Like, everyone that I talked to about the project, I feel like it's breathed new life into me creatively. Not like I was even struggling. I was in a good place creatively.
Yeah.
But, like, I go off and I have to do my thing in the way that I have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing a PhD one now. So it's a lot of reading. And it's a lot of isolation. And then I got to translate it and flip it in ways that and be on the YouTube. But your thing will just ground, man. You understand? What you lot have dropped in Forbidden Frequencies is like an anchor. It's like a statement letting man know, like, this is where our scene was at. And for everyone who had our priorities, this is the standard that you should be working towards. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I got to hell you man up for that, man. Real talk, you did that. That's mad. I want to talk a little bit about the delivery method. Why did you do this?
Oh, for so long, we're just like, bro, we kind of just have to stop pretending. For me, it's about like, okay, now I'm at a point where I've had a lot of successes that people thought I wouldn't have mainstream wise. So I feel like I've accomplished a lot of that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guess before, what was driving me was just to see if I could. You know what I'm saying? Just have the like top 5 album in the country, have nominated for all the awards, you know what I'm saying? Mercury's back to back.
Let's run it down. Let's break it down, because not only was you on a #1 show on Netflix globally, playing a main character, which a role that you duppied as well.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Talk about the Mercury's back to back.
I think, conflict of interest was obviously up for Mercury. The year prior. The album prior, yeah.
About 2 years prior.
And then On Purpose straight after up for another Mercury. Won the BET International Flow Award. First person. Mobo's Legacy Award. Then the first person to be nominated in both fields in terms of like acting and music. Mobo's
on his Ray Charles-ish.
yeah. So like so many different things in terms of like accolades. But then it's like, for me, it's like, okay, you can stay in the illusion of like building your brand, and when they tell you like all these things are great because it ties back into them, don't worry about the streams financially, because this is what you make per show. I started just to feel like that's a twang. Like, what you mean? Like, my show's my show, that's separate. I might not want to tour for 2 years. I might want to, what does that mean? That my music's no longer valuable because I don't want to tour for, do I have to go on tour? But my music should be generating enough income to allow me that grace, especially at this point. So then it was just about having different conversations with different people, like, bro, like, we're just going around in circles. I spend a lot of money on music, first and foremost. As you can see, I've built a hub, rehearsal rooms, studios, different things. And then not only just that, I'm somebody who doesn't cut corners when making the music. Like, if I feel like we should have live strings, we should have live strings. I'm going to pay for those live strings. Choirs, these different things, it costs money. So if I'm looking at a song and I'm saying, okay, this is what it costs to make this song, and it's not even a single. So if it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Rudes, 4,800 per million streams?
Less than that. That's dollars, bro.
Oh,
in pounds,
sorry.
it's
Less
less.
than that. Yeah. This is not making sense, bro. Ain't we all meant to be hustlers and from the streets and shit? Like, you know what I mean? So this ain't making sense for me in terms of the input, then the outcome is not making sense somewhere.
Purely on the streams. Everything else is separate.
Yeah, everything else just purely on the streams is not making sense for me, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of us spend so much time in our consumer brains, we can't see the problem that it's doing to the art. And because the art's so easy to get also, it takes the value out of it and you don't even notice. Certain paintings, I gotta go and see this painting, bro. And there's value in the trip. There's value in going to the gallery and spending that time you spent and standing there in front of the art and looking at it and, wow, someone put in time to make this.
Yeah.
I've taken time to come and see this.
Yeah.
Two-way street. Value. We've removed a lot of the value. Do you know what I'm saying? So for us, it was like a godsend finding somebody that understands the vision and was already bringing their own vision to life. Do you know what I'm saying? Coming from where we're coming from, I've kind of always had an answer, right?
True.
If the way to bus was Radio 1, we had pirate radios, right? We've always had some form of an answer. Today's been the only day we've not had the answer. When everyone's relying on an algorithm, that's not gonna benefit you all the time.
Yeah.
There are people that the algorithm benefits, but I go back to the word I've kept using during this interview, individuals. Not everything works for everyone. We are individuals. We all have to look at our strengths, pros and cons, and know, okay, this might work for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be fearless in that behavior and go forward and try something new.
And we just happen to be in a time where when the number one person that's benefited from that algorithm is suing the whole system when the algorithm ain't benefited them.
Thank you, bro.
You see it? So same thing that made you laugh. Make you cry.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
we can't rely on these algorithms all the time, man.
We gotta find a way to bring the power back into our own hands. But yeah, man, it's just been it's been a long time coming. First of all, for us to get in front of a camera and just have this conversation.
100%, man.
And I feel honoured that I get to do it at a new peak of your career. 'Cause I know next year there's going to be a different peak.
God willing, bro.
Amen.
God willing.
But yeah, it's just everything that I always thought it would be. You're one of the smartest people in the scene, in our artistic culture. Full stop. It goes beyond just the bars and the music and the way you put it together. Clearly, obviously, with this new method, you're just putting the man onto new everything, new deliveries, new models, and all of that. And your humility is just crazy. It's just mad that you're just so down to earth after everything that you've done. Rudes, likewise, bro. Like I said, school times we had your thing on repeat, and you've been here consistently. So it's just inspirational to see that you lot have kept the link. It says a lot about you two as well.
He's all right, you know. I don't mind. I don't mind him.
He's all right. Yeah. You can tell. But yeah, from a Northwest Londoner to you East Londoners, we just appreciate that you keep feeding into this thing of ours. And yeah, man, more life, bro. Onwards and upwards.
Come on, my family. You already know.
Yeah.
Give them the plug on the book one more time, please.
Oh yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
Track record,
Come on.
music and the war on blackness.
To be fair, I'm gonna buy this one off you so I can take it on the flight now and read it on the flight.
Yeah. It's for you still. It's for you. But yeah, come on. Link Up TV. That's the man that put me on. Quick anecdote. I already talk about it in the book. I was sitting in his yard when he first said to me, I got this idea, I want to do a online TV show, it's going to have different talent. Them times there I'm an MC, so he's telling me, yeah, you're going to be on. 16, 17 years later, here we are. So anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
I feel like Xavier Magneto used to be looked at as one of the early tracks. Maybe not track 3, but one of the early tracks.
Barring that, even nice me and Dave. That's what I'm saying. After that, I wonder, my head's frizzy, bro.
This should be more near the end, man. Before outro, maybe.
I ain't mad either.
I'll say before outro.
This ain't the order, but I ain't mad.
I'm in agreement with that.
I ain't mad either. Celine and Chanel, girlfriends.
Celine and Chanel, with I Wonder, after I Wonder. Because he mentioned Celine and Chanel. In
Not only did I mention that, but now we got a sick tune at third.
Yeah, and then you can go into girlfriends.
We got a rhythm. We've actually got a rhythm.
Yeah.